It was summer. The wheat was golden and the oats were green. A duck was sitting on her nest. She was very tired. She had been waiting for a long time for her eggs to hatch. Finally, the eggs started to crack open. "Quack, quack," said the mother duck to her ducklings. "Quack, quack," answered the ducklings, and amazed, they added, "What a big world!" When the mother duck got up, she discovered that one of the eggs hadn't hatched yet. It looked different from the rest. "Maybe it's a turkey egg," said an old arrogant goose. "If it is, it won't swim. I wouldn't keep it if I were you." But the mother duck thought, "I've been waiting for such a long time that I don't mind waiting a little longer." Finally, the last egg cracked open. The duckling popped his head out and said, "Quack, quack." "Oh dear," cried the mother duck, "what an ugly duckling." But when she took her ducklings to the lake, she noticed that the ugly duckling was the most graceful swimmer of all. When they returned from the lake, the mother duck proudly took her ducklings around the farm to show them off. But all the animals frowned when they saw the last duckling. "How big and ugly," said the chickens, pecking at him. "He is not pretty like the other ducklings," said the pig. "We won't stand having him around," said the goat. The ugly duckling was so sad, he decided to run away. Before long, the duckling reached a large pond where some geese were resting on their long journey south. "Come with us," they said, laughing. "You look so ugly that our friends will laugh when they see you." Suddenly, a shot rang out, bang, bang, and one of the geese fell dead into the water. The air was filled with the noise of barking dogs. The ugly duckling hid in the reeds and covered his head with his wings. Suddenly, a huge dog appeared with its tongue hanging out. The dog looked at the duckling with curiosity, then left without even touching him. The duckling was both relieved and sad. "I'm so ugly, not even the dog dares to bite me," he thought. That night, a strong wind began to blow. Looking for shelter, the ugly duckling saw a farmhouse. The lady of the farm let him stay, thinking he was a duck that would lay eggs. Her hen and cat told the duckling that they lived very well at the farm. "Lay some eggs," said the cat, "and you can live well too." But the duckling missed swimming and diving into the water. He tried to explain why he was returning to the pond, but the others didn't understand. Each day it was a little cooler, and each day there were fewer leaves on the trees. One evening, a flock of beautiful birds passed by. The birds had long necks and an unusual call. The ugly duckling watched them stretch their beautiful wings as they flew toward warmer lands. The ugly duckling longed to go with them. The days got shorter still. Soon the ugly duckling's world was an icy white. It was so cold that the ugly duckling had to swim in circles in the pond, paddling constantly so the water wouldn't freeze around him. Each day the hole he swam in got smaller and smaller. Finally, the duckling was so tired and had so little room in the ice that he could barely move. Poor ugly duckling. Luckily, a passing farmer broke the ice and carried the duckling home. The duckling soon felt better, and the farmer's children wanted to play with him. But their attention scared the duckling, and while trying to get away, he stepped into a milk pan. Then he fell into a tub of butter, and after that into a sack of flour. "What a ruckus!" shouted the farmer's wife. She joined the children in trying to catch him, and in the confusion, the duckling escaped and returned to the ice and the cold. After a very long winter, spring finally came. The flowers were in bloom, and the air was filled with hope. The duckling flapped his wings and felt them much stronger. At the pond, 3 magnificent birds swam toward him and greeted him. The duckling decided to swim toward them as well. He was afraid that they might harm him, but he also hoped that finally he might have some friends. As the duckling entered the pond, he was very surprised by his reflection. He was no longer an ugly duckling, gray and odd-looking. He was a beautiful swan. The 3 swans caressed the duckling, and he remembered how miserable he felt when he was laughed at because of his ugliness. He couldn't understand how the change happened. All he knew was that he never could have dreamed of being so happy when he was an ugly duckling. And that's all for today, boys and girls. That was the story, The Ugly Duckling. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.